Girls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. I'm sorry if my voice sounds funky, because I literally just woke up, well, not literally just woke up. I woke up an hour ago, showered, took care of the dogs, and I was messaging my little brother on Marco Polo, trying to show him Arya's kind of new trick that we taught her last night, but she was kind of camera shy. And it took her forever to do the trick. I actually had to like pet her and everything and tell her it's okay, because I'm trying to teach her how to like get down from a certain spot. Like I put her on a chair and I was trying to tell her down, but yesterday we learned that she doesn't listen to down, she listens to in, because I always tell her to go inside like her playpen area. So whenever I take her outside, I don't put her on a leash. She knows to go pee and poo. Sometimes she doesn't listen, which is scary, and those times where she doesn't listen, I put her on the leash when we take her out. But she's been good, but she hasn't been outside a whole lot because it's been raining. So every time I would tell her in, she knows to go inside the house in her bed, so she knows that. And I was trying to teach her down, so then when Tyler moved out someday, when she's like sitting on something and I want her to get down, I wanted her to learn that trick, but she still needs some help during doing that trick. Anywho, I have the windows kind of slightly open because it's kind of like hot in the room and it's raining outside, so if you guys hear rain, sorry, even though the rain's quite peaceful. But anyway, let's get to it. We are gonna go for Tatsuya, and I'm not even gonna do the whole new game. I'm just gonna select story and pray this will help with the weird not able to skip type of thing. I don't have a guide. I'm not playing this game with a guide because I want to see where I land. We got passionate ending with Shinji. I wanted the other picture, but fine. Mystic ending picture, but it's okay. Icebreaker. I push myself up to stand and look at the men around me, or surrounding me. The other guy seems little. I don't know. I'm not sure I could rely on them. My eyes settle on the blue-haired guy. Other than Professor Kazama, I think he looks the most serious and reliable. I'll go with Tatsuya. Tatsuya audibly laughs. I see. I'm not sure if I have time to help you properly, but I guess that was the most reasonable choice you could have picked. You might just have a good head on your shoulders. Ugh, arrogant much? Maybe I made the wrong decision. Don't be too harsh with Michiko, Tatsuya. I can't quite hear what Shinji mumbles, but I'm certain it has something to do with a stick up someone's butt. Tatsuya can be a little difficult, but he's reliable and skilled. You'll be safe with him. Difficult? I frowned, feeling a twinge of regret. I mean, he has the longest route, so I know I might have sounded a little off-putting before, but it's just because I'm usually pressed for some time. If you stick with me, you won't need to worry about anything, so it makes sense. Very cocky. I'm not entirely sure of your situation, but I'll be there to guide you the whole way. But he seems nice about it, I guess. Oh, thank you. Maybe he's more sensitive than I thought. Tatsuya glances at his watch and starts striding over to the elevator. But because of the situation, I'm going to be late for work. If you want help getting home, hurry up and come on. Okay. I rush to catch up with him, just barely making it in before the elevator closes. What is with this guy? He has some serious mood swings. Are you a tsundere? No, it can't be. The elevator slowly moves up the floors, unheading of our uncomfortable silence. I can barely keep up with him, and I'm already feeling tired and shaky to boot. Seriously, what an asshole! Tatsuya pushes open the door to the outside. Oh wow, the sun's coming out. Wow, it's so bright in my room now. I squint at the brightness of the setting sun. Finally glances back and slows down, but when he opens his mouth again, it isn't to apologize. I'm going to tell you some important things, but I'm going to do it fast, so you better listen up. I grunt in response, but Tatsuya takes this as an opportunity to launch into a fast-paced lecture. I don't know why you seem to have no idea what's going here, but I don't have time to ask about it right now. I'll give you a rundown of the basics. You are some kind of human with magic abilities. Magic can be tied by to emotions for some types of powers, and yours clearly are. Professor Kazama intentionally triggered your magic before, but I'm certain he miscalculated because they were far greater than he anticipated. Tatsuya glances at me. You might even have the power to blow up the whole school. Who knows? But your control is non-existent at best. You need to focus on keeping calm and keeping your emotions in check. Lucky for you, I'm an expert at this. I somehow feel even more offended at this. I'm not the type to have a problem controlling my feelings. The man tried to attack me. Fair enough. But the fact of the matter is, you have way too much power and not enough control. For your safety and the safety of those around you, you need to keep calm while we work on your skills. If you feel like you might still be too emotionally unstable, you could come to work with me. It's my mother's cafe, so you could just stay in the back or something. No, I'm just exhausted. I'll just go to sleep when I get home. I was fine all day before Professor Kazama decided to attack me. Another fair point. Alright, I'll trust that. Give me your phone, though, if you would. I want to add my contact info in there so you can call me if you have any issues. Reluctantly, I pull my phone out and pass it to him. I watch as he quickly opens the contacts and puts number and email in. He hands it back to me. I put my phone number in there, but honestly, I prefer instant messages or email. Same, man, same. Unless it's really important, then call me. I guess I'll pick up. Psh, I only pick up the 2 people in the world right now. Tyler and my dad. My mom doesn't call me. and my brother. Sorry, 3 people. I'm pretty busy, so I don't like to chat unless it's critical. Okay. We're turning onto the street leading to my apartment when I feel a wave of fatigue hit me. Whoa! My knees buckle and I nearly fall, but I manage to catch myself. I feel like I can't take another step. The world is moving in front of my eyes. I stop and grab my head, willing the earth to stay still. Up ahead, Tatsuya finally stops, turns around, and then jogs back to me. You okay? Sorry, I shake my head and stand up taller. I'm just feeling a little dizzy. Tatsuya looks around the empty street, then looks back at me. I couldn't have possibly predicted what happens next. Tatsuya moves closer to me and stares into my eyes. What is it? I'm going to pick you up now. Huh? I'm late to work. I'm sorry about this, but I don't have time to argue. With that, he bends down and puts one arm behind my legs and one behind my back. He effortlessly scoots me up before I had a chance to process what's going on. What are you doing? Put me down! Nope! Tatsuya starts striding before breaking out into a ridiculously fast run. Holy crap! I'm terrified more than embarrassed, so I reluctantly throw my arms around his neck. He looked like a skinny little nerd to me. Don't judge a book by its cover. I can't believe he has this kind of speed. He's clearly not human. Still, I'm going to murder him when he puts me down. But Tatsuya never lets me down, only slows a little when we get to my apartment stairs. Despite my protest, he doesn't let me down until we're actually in front of my door. He gently lets me down as if I weighed nothing. I feel so unsteady on my feet that I have to lean onto the door. I glare at him, breathing heavily. I told you to put me down! Don't you ever... He's gone. Tatsuya utterly shocks me silent by bowing. I apologize for doing that. Aw, he is like a gentleman. I know it was rude to touch you without permission, but I had to help my mother now. You should get some rest. I hope you feel better. I can't even think of one word to say as Tatsuya quickly turns around and jogs down the stairs. Aw. Oh hey, I'm wearing a different outfit. I look so cute. I'm making my way to the business club fairly early. It's been 3 days since Tatsuya embarrassingly carried me home in his arms. But I haven't had any other outbursts or losses of control since. Aside from him emailing me to ask how I'm doing and trying to educate me, I haven't had any contact with Tatsuya. He did let me know that the actual club meeting doesn't start until a particular time. It's not unusual for some of the members to come early and hang out before it starts. However, when I get into the room, I see only Tatsuya sitting there. With his eyes glued to the computer monitor, his fingers type something furiously. Guess I'll just catch up on emails then. I quietly sit on the couch and take out my laptop. After a few minutes, I glance at Tatsuya. He doesn't seem to notice anything other than whatever is on the computer screen. I look back down to my laptop. My fingers hover over the keys as I stare at the screen. The read but unreplied to emails stare back at me, all of them with his name on them. Despite not seeing me in person even once until now, he dutifully emailed me several times a day. I read back over the emails now, filled with filled with information and details about controlling my powers. And while I appreciate all of it, it has been more than a little overwhelming. I've been doing my best to try and keep up, but there's already so much I don't understand. I feel so frustrated with myself. But all I can do about it is to keep trying my best. With 10 minutes still left before the meeting starts, I figure I have just enough time to review all of my emails. The sound of fingers tapping keys is the only thing that fills the room for a while. I just about finished when Tatsuya's voice breaks the silence. Oh, you're here, Melody. I've been here, my dude. I nod. Did he not notice me come in? You said it was fine to come a little early if I wanted to get something done before the meeting. Although the way you wrote it, it made it seem like there's usually quite a few people here. As the president, I'm here early every time. Excluding me, at most there are 3 others. Huh? Are there no more people in the club? Unfortunately, no. The business club severely lacks in members. And of the 3 who do show up, only 2 of them are actual members. Besides, Takumi just likes to hang out here, but he isn't a member. I don't even know how to reply to Tetsuya's admission. I guess I just assumed there would be more people here. Taking my momentary silence as a sign to continue, Tatsuya keeps talking. It doesn't matter. Everyone is here for their own reasons and motivations, ones that have little to do with the club. So you don't need to pretend like you're serious about it. I don't bother hiding the frown forming my face. Why would I need to pretend? And anyway, if you don't even bother to try and make something happen, nothing will. Waiting for other people to care can take forever. You have to make them care instead. Maybe we could do something that would get people serious. Something like would make them interested. Maybe like visiting some businesses. We could study the way they work. We could even visit ones that are relevant to the other members' interests. I'd expected Tetsuya to scowl and retort something rude to me after my impromptu speech, but instead he just looks pensive. Well, if you feel that passionate about it, you should submit an official proposal next time. Oh, alright. I'll make sure to do that. He's like, for real? His face is like, wait, is she really doing that? Tetsuya checks his watch. Since it's 10 minutes past and no one's here yet, we can pretty much safely assume they're not coming. Shouldn't we wait for them? I know these guys, and besides that, it's a waste of time. That'll have to be it for today's meeting. Since it's just the 2 of us today, it's pointless to extend it anymore. If you come up with more solid suggestions before the next meeting, write them all in your proposal. Tatsuya begins to put his things away and I follow suit. Wasting no time, I already begin making a list of suggestions in my head. Tatsuya stands up and looks at me. Ah, I forgot to ask you about your magical training. Alright, I'll walk you home so that I can answer any questions you have. You don't have to, we can talk about it later. No, as long as you're fine with it, this is more convenient for me. Shall we go? I nod. Tatsuya holds the classroom door open for me, set off through the empty halls. Do I get a different outfit with every different guy? We walk through the campus without a word. Because I really like this outfit, it's classy. I glance at Tatsuya walking by my side. I don't know if he's being more considerate of me this time or what, but his pace is far slower than before. Maybe he doesn't have to go to work early yet. He looks back at me and our eyes meet. Have you done any of the suggested exercises yet? How's your training going? It's not going anywhere. I haven't had any losses of control or even a single hint of magic. I'm starting to wonder if this whole thing is pointless. Maybe it was just a one-time event. Tatsuya snorts. Unlikely, an outburst like that indicates clear and present powers. Magic doesn't just go away. And the fact that one of your eyes is now green proves that something is up. That is, unless the one green eye is just some odd fashion statement on your part. Huh? What? My eye is green? Girl, do you not look at yourself in the mirror like when you brush your teeth? Or anything? A strange chill spreads through my body. What are you talking about? I have brown eyes. I stop walking. My feet are rooted to the spot. He stops and looks back at me with a frown. What's wrong now? With shaking hands, I reach into my bag and pull out my compact mirror. I almost don't notice Tatsuya coming closer as I open the mirror to have a look. My eyes! Almost automatically, I cover my mouth with my hand. How did I not notice? Even as I ask myself this, I realize that I know the answer to it already. I've been so busy, so wrapped up in my worries that I let myself miss something this big. I can't stop shaking. It's getting hard to breathe. Tatsuya stands before me with a frown on his face and speaks in a quiet, gentle voice. I apologize. I thought you knew. There's nothing to be afraid of. Remember that I'm here to help. His voice sounds oddly soothing. I look up at him, but my heart still refuses to calm down. Is it a side effect of that explosion? Or maybe something the professor did? Is there a way to fix this? Whatever this is, why don't we take a break? Why do we need to take a break? Immediately, Tatsuya veers off to the right towards the courtyard. I'll get you a drink to calm you down. Okay. Thank you. Can I get some iced coffee, please? Iced coffee? Sure, sit. I'll be right back. Don't tell me to sit. I'll sit myself. As Tatsuya strides to a vending machine, I take a seat on one of the benches. I look down at the compact mirror in my hand. The green eye reflects back at me, and for a moment I feel like tossing the mirror away. Here. A can of iced coffee is thrust in front of my face, instantly dissipating all thoughts. Thank you. I take the can from Tatsuya and he sits down on the bench next to me. I don't know what to say, so I open the can and take a sip. How about your eyes? I look at him, quietly drinking my coffee. If it's a side effect of your magic, there's probably no way to change it. At least until you master your magic and change it yourself. I sigh. I see. I suppose that makes sense. Have you at least been reading the materials I sent you? Yes, but it's all very confusing. There's so many terms I don't understand, so many references to things that sound like they're out of fantasy movies. Haven't you been going over this stuff in any of your classes? Well, Professor Kazama has mentioned some of it, but most of what he talks about isn't part of what you sent me. Then you only have one magical class? I nod. Tatsuya looks deep in thought for a moment before glancing at me. I'll talk to someone about allowing you to sit in on a practical magic class tomorrow. I'll also see about adding some more courses onto your list. You need to be able to understand the basics before I can help you. A smile tugs my lips at the confidence in his voice. He's pretty capable. If I say there's a problem, he immediately takes action to fix it. I think I made the right choice after all. With him helping me, I think I can get through this. I think all the guys have their own different ways to help us. At least from what I'm seeing so far. Thanks, Yukimura. I think that'll be helpful. No longer feeling so overwhelmed, I finish my coffee and get up with Tatsuya following suit. On the rest of our walk home, he talks a little bit about the basics of magical control, but his tone is a lot less abrasive than it was the first day. When we part ways at my door, I'm left feeling a little lighter than before. We haven't got a CG art for him yet. Wondering where it's at, because I need it for a thumbnail, please. The next day, I managed to get through most of my morning rituals when I hear the familiar vibration of my phone. I finished getting dressed and checked my phone to find an email from Tatsuya. Tatsuya Yukimura. Good morning. I talked to Professor Kazama. You've been granted permission to come and sit on his beginner practical magic course while they get you officially set up. I'll send you another email with the map and room info soon. Yukimura. I quickly scan his words. Another class with Hikaru? Can't say that I didn't expect it, although I was half hoping I would get signed up for some other classes. With my other class, it's mainly just theory, but an actual magic practice with him? I distinctly remember the way he triggered my powers last time and shuddered. I stare at the phone screen, biting my lip. Can't shake the anxious feelings rising in my chest. It'll be okay, right? Despite my misgivings about Hikaru, there's a part of me that feels oddly invigorated about the prospect of another magical course. Maybe it'll be fun. It might be fascinating, actually. With these thoughts, I finally finished getting ready for the day and make my way out to the university. After all my regular classes, I walked all the way down to the basement. I'm actually kind of excited now. After talking about it with Tatsuya yesterday, it doesn't feel as scary as before. I quickly get into the elevator and get the hidden button to appear and press it a couple of times. I wonder if I'll ever get used to things like this, but I sense someone's presence in the small space with me. I look back at the person I didn't notice before. A familiar figure is leaning against the back of the elevator. Oh hey man! He's one of the guys from the business club. Takumi, I think. My heart starts to hammer away. Was he in the elevator before? Did I just not see him when I came in? his eyes got smaller, squinting at us. He grins. Finally noticed me then. Elevator doors slowly closed with a quiet ding. Yes, how did you... I'm not sure how to ask. I don't know the appropriate protocol for asking someone if they have powers or not. Can I even ask such a thing? What if it's rude? You're wondering how you didn't notice me? Or maybe how you got in here at all? Well, yes. Something about him turns almost devilish at that moment. I followed you, of course. What? Takumi laughs. I'm super good at being sneaky, so there's no need to freak. That's why you didn't notice me before. I just have a good idea of where you're going, and it's somewhere Tatsu never lets me go. I frowned, unsure of how to reply. I chose to remain quiet on the ride down. Not much I can do to stop him now, anyway. I wait for the doors to open, but my eyes drift towards Takumi again. For some reason, the strange color of his eyes feels strangely familiar. I can't shake the feeling of deja vu. It could be that I know him from somewhere. Before I can look away again, he catches me looking at him. His lips twitch into a grin as he leans in closer. You've been staring so hard at me. Interested? Or maybe you've got some other reason. Excuse me? Can I delete these? I want to delete these. At least we have this option. Hold open. You're the one standing so close? And what if I was interested? I'm kidding. Shoot. I wish I had a guide, but if it was me, I wouldn't tell him to back off because I'm not that bold. You're the one standing so close would be my choice. Maybe you're the one who's interested. Seeing as you're standing so close to me, I stare blankly back at him. Takumi doesn't move or speak. His amethyst eyes search my face for something. The elevator doors open with a ding, and only then I do realize that it already stopped. Takumi backs up and grins. You're as clever as ever. Wait, what? I step quickly out of the elevator without looking back at Takumi. When I get off, I almost run into someone. I stop in my tracks. Aw, I feel so happy now when I see Tatsuya because, like, he's the guy we have to throw our heart into now. Instead of Shinji. Sorry, Shinji. My prince. I stop in my tracks and Tatsuya of all people waiting just outside the doors. He looks rather fidgety and annoyed for some reason. And his clothes look a little more relaxed than usual. He looks different, but I think it suits him. Yukimura, what are you doing here? I wasn't expecting to see him here at all. Tatsuya frowns at my question and looks away. Yukimura? Come on. Before we can even move, Takumi pops out from somewhere behind me with a grin. My heart jumps at his sudden appearance. Does he always just randomly appear? Tatsuya was supposed to be helping his grandfather today, but his mom made him call it off when she heard about you. Tatsuya clicks his tongue. Takumi, how the hell did you even get down here? I followed Michiko, of course. Oddly enough, Tatsuya suddenly looks a little red in the face. And be quiet, don't talk about my personal business. Wait, is he mad because he's here to help me and not his grandpa? Man, I'm sorry, go back to your grandpa. I watched this exchange between the two friends, feeling more than a little confused. Just what is going on exactly? Tatsuya looks at me and clears his throat. My mom wondered who I was texting so much all of a sudden, so I had to explain the situation to her. Oh, okay. I apologize for having to tell her about your issues. I'll be sitting in on your class today so that I can see what's covered. That way I can help you out more from here on out. Oh, his mom was probably so proud he's finally texting a girl. And you. It's Takumi a very stern look. You need to go back upstairs. No way, I finally managed to get here. I'm going to check it out. You're going to Professor K's class. You and him are cool, right? So you probably won't care if I sit in. That's ridiculous. It isn't going to work. You'll just get us all in trouble. It's fine. Now come on. Tatsuya just sighs and starts walking off towards the classroom, with Takumi practically skipping after him. I follow after them, my eyes never straying from Tatsuya's back. I find myself smiling a little. I don't know why he was so embarrassed, but it's very considerate of him to be so worried about having to tell anyone about me. It's not that big of a deal, but he can really be sweet. Yeah, I can. Cannot wait for his love development. Even more so, I feel thankful to him for coming to sit with me in the class, even if it wasn't his idea. I've been nervous about seeing Hikaru after that terrifying incident, but having Tatsuya with me makes me feel much more secure. I glance at Takumi, who suddenly seems so innocent. Plus, being alone with Takumi was making me a little nervous, so I'm relieved about that too. The three of us enter Professor Kazama's classroom. Chapter 2, Below Zero. Pseudo CG art. I need a thumbnail, guys. And it's one of our 4 traditional elements that can be manipulated. The three of us walk into the classroom together with the lesson already started. Luckily for us, everyone seems to be so engaged in listening to Professor Kazama that they don't notice us. There aren't that many seats left to choose from, but Tatsuya finds some empty ones closer to the windows. Anime-like. As I sit down, he and Takumi sit on either side of me. With water, however, Hikaru's eyes finally catch us. They dance from Tatsuya to me and then to Takumi, whom he only briefly raises a single eyebrow. He is so good looking! Hikaru, you're so good looking. With water, there's also its other form, ice. Usually you will see ice manipulation referred to as Cryokinesis, especially in more scholarly circles. Highly skilled cryokinetics have been known to use some brilliant strategies to defeat their enemies, even those who use such opposing elements like fire. He glances at Tatsuya with a smile, and out of the corner of my eye I can see Tatsuya sit up straighter. And luckily for us, today we happen to have an excellent cryokinetic in class with us. Yukimura, would you come up here and do a quick demonstration for us? Look at this guy, teacher's pet. Tatsuya pulls himself up from his seat and makes his way to the front of the class. He stands next to the professor. After a moment's thought, he pulled out his hand in front of him, as if he was holding something. I gasp at what I see. From Tatsuya's clasped hands, ice suddenly spikes out and moves together rapidly into a single sleek form, a sword. The ice blade glitters beautifully in the light. Man, if he's ice and I'm fire. Man, is that poetic? All the students stare at Tatsuya in amazement as he swings his sword around for demonstration. His moves are sharp and precise, and although the sword's edges look blunt, the form itself is elegant, and I get the feeling Tatsuya is more than skilled enough to use it. Logically, I know Tatsuya wouldn't just attack anyone in the class, but even as he stands in a relatively relaxed pose, I can sense the danger that lies behind it. I've used this type of weapon many times to practice sparring with my grandfather. One of Ice Key's benefits is that in capable hands it can become a lethal and reliable weapon. Thank you for the excellent example, Yukimura. To form a functional weapon out of ice, it takes a lot of skill, and it takes even more to get it into the desired shape. Now, out of those here who are cryokinetics, would any of you like to try making something? Many hands go up, but I make no attempt to move. Knowing that I can't make ice, it seems rather pointless to try and volunteer. Even if I did volunteer, who knows what could happen. Besides, I'd rather find out whether I can do it somewhere private, somewhere I can't embarrass myself, or blow something up by accident. As I watch and focus Tatsuya help the other students practice, I realize that I'm actually quite surprised. I never would have guessed that he was the type to do any sort of physical work. Why? Because he's a scrawny nerd kid that I thought in chapter 1. Watching him swing his sword around to demonstrate how to attack and defend with the sword, I end up trying to imagine how Tatsuya might actually look working out. Memories of how Tatsuya picked me up in his arms, how easily he carried me as he ran, flood into my mind. As soon as the thoughts come to the forefront of my mind, I can feel my cheeks heat up. No! Stop! The last thing you need is to start imagining him without a shirt on or something. My girl loves to imagine guys shirtless. With my face burning up, I'm immensely thankful that no one has noticed it. Already impressed with Tatsuya, I see. Dang it! Takumi! Shh! 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 Takumi grins wolfishly at me. He leans in just that little bit closer to me as he speaks. Ugh, I spoke too soon. I ignore my own blushing. He is clearly very skilled. I don't see why anyone wouldn't be impressed. He chuckles at my response, not looking very convinced. Am I really that easy to read? I try to hide my annoyance at how easily he seemed to see through me. For all he could know, maybe I was admiring Hikaru instead. Dude, I'm always admiring Hikaru, okay? I let out a quiet sigh. Well, whatever. I try to focus on watching the rest of the students practice their ice magic as best as I can. After the lesson ends, Tatsuya, Takumi, and I walk together out of class. I manage to wait until we're out of the elevator before my curiosity gets the better of me. I look to Tatsuya as we walk down the hallway. So, Yukimura, those ice weapons. I'm assuming that when you hold them, you don't feel the cold. You would be correct, although cold doesn't affect me in general. What about heat? I guess. Well, guys, look, it's gonna rain. We both looked at Takumi, who stopped by one of the windows. He looks at the sky with a pout. I better hurry home. I need to prepare for a job I have to do later. If the ground is going to be slick, I'll need some additional gear. Gear? I'm confused at what Takumi is talking about, but before I can ask, he gives us a quick wave goodbye and runs off, leaving only Tatsuya and I. Tatsuya doesn't show much of a reaction to Takumi, so I only assume that it's not unusual for him to just yell and run off like that. Meanwhile, I find it hard to get used to. There's something about Takumi that I can't quite put my finger on. He's so strange. As we walk, I feel like I'm on edge of remembering where I might know Takumi from, and why he feels so familiar to me. My phone goes off in my pockets, startling me out of my thoughts. I quickly pull out to see Dad on the screen. Hello? Hey, sweetie, how are you? Good. Something wrong? No, I was just calling to ask if you come down to the office tonight. Did you free? Why is the phone still vibrating? I'd like to have dinner with you and catch up. And I'd also like to talk to you about the business. He hasn't asked me down there in so long. Actually, hearing the question from my dad leaves me a little speechless. Of course, I'd love to. Since school started, I've been feeling a little lonely. Not that I would tell him that, but I'm more than happy to meet him. I don't even bother to hide excitement from my voice, and I hear my dad laugh at the other end of the line. Alright, I'll see you tonight then. Bye, Dad. As the phone call ends, I immediately turn to Tatsuya, who seems to have been patiently waiting for me to finish my phone call. Aw, you're cute! Yukamura, it looks like you don't need to walk me home anymore. I need to go to the station. It might start raining any moment, though. That's fine, I'll just have to deal with it. I have to go to the station anyway, so we might as well walk together. I can help with the rain. Help? Well, if you insist. I would end the episode here, but I have no idea if there's gonna be CG art with him helping us with the rain, so I'm gonna keep going. Does he mean like buy an umbrella? I can do that myself. He can be a little pushy sometimes, but still it might be nice to not have to walk alone. Tatsuya leads the way out, and I follow him without further complaint. It's been a while since we left Hagiwara, and we're walking down a different road than usual. I look up at the skies that are threatening to spill at any moment. Maybe it's not going to rain after all? In a blink of a nod, the sky tears open, the rain starts pouring down around us. Okay, wow. I stopped walking inside, dejected at the downpour. Good thing I waited. Besides me, I barely noticed that Tatsuya has stopped walking. He reaches out his hand a little, feeling the raindrops as if he's never felt rain before. This sucks. I thought we might make it to the station before it started raining. Hello? Tatsuya says nothing but closes his eyes and clenches his fist with a deliberate motion. Yukamura, what are you? I watch as the rain directly around us turns to snow. Aw, Freddy! What? Oh, wait. He has all his powers. I'm an idiot. What are you doing? I thought he was gonna do an invisible umbrella or something. The last part of the question falls out of my mouth, being as a whisper. I stare up at the sky in amazement, all thoughts left behind. This is... No way! Oh my god, this is amazing, Tatsuya! I didn't know you could do something like this. Oh, he's blushing! I watch the gentle falling snowflake. I only get a short glimpse of the many different beautiful fractals before they quickly melt from the heat of the air. I can feel Tatsuya's quiet gaze on me while I admire this spontaneous snowfall. Because I can't draw too much attention, I need to keep the area effect pretty small. So you better stay close to me. I apologize, this is about as much as I can do. But we should be able to get by without anyone further away noticing since it's raining so hard. At least until we get to a shop to buy some umbrellas. We continue walking along the road so close that our arms and hands occasionally brush against each other. I marvel at the beautifully dancing snowflakes in our little snow flurry. Oh, it's so cute! I casually peek at Tatsuya, who's only looking ahead, anywhere but at me. But it's fine. We're gonna save it there. I got the CG art that I wanted. Tatsuya's actually pretty cute in his own freaking way. He may be pushy, but he also has this squishy side, which is so cute. And I feel like maybe Tatsuya's gonna steal my heart from Shinji. The Shinji, he was like, his route actually made me almost in tears at his like, just the way he was. Because he was really standoffish, and then I was really hurt when we were only like a stupid class project thing for him, and not like a friend or even an acquaintance. That part literally killed me inside, and I was gonna cry. Literal crying. I only cry with mobile like app games, probably because I'm just reading it to myself, and when I read it aloud, it's not as impactful. I guess in a way. I don't know. I don't really cry a whole lot when it comes to like reading out loud the visual novels, but his route, I was literally gonna cry while I was reading because that was rude as hell. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.